Good morning, Nate. So it is 9:30 a.m. for you. You're currently taking some time out of your work schedule to do this interview. So I appreciate that. How has your morning been?
It's been a pretty good morning actually. Yesterday, I actually passed my master's license for electrical work, which is the highest license that I can attain. So yeah, this morning I'm feeling pretty good.
Good. Okay, master's license. Very nice. So the freelancing when I saw from you was related to electrical work, correct?
Correct.
Could you explain what that was about?
Yeah, some people I've had some past clients and through word of mouth, somebody decided to call me and have me come over and fix some GFCI receptacles, install some ceiling fans, just simple stuff like that.
Yeah. Did the freelancing campus contribute in any way for you to get those clients?
Oh, absolutely. So I'm at my day job right now. Without the freelancing campus, I don't think I would have ever gone off on my own to try and work for myself.
Okay. So, a bit more context on working for yourself. What progress is there towards that? Let's say it that way.
Well, like I said, I just got my master's license. Now, unfortunately, it's kind of government regulated. So I have to wait for them to get their paperwork sorted out until my business is actually legitimate. Then I can pull permits, do things like that. But in the meantime, I'm trying to get as much money in so I can actually get you know, started. I need tools, advertising, all those kinds of things.
Right. Okay. And any other projects going on, or just the electrical part that you're trying to scale?
Well, so in addition to freelancing my electrical work, I have been in the copywriting campus, which has been great. I mean, I've learned an incredible amount in the copywriting campus. That'll even help in my electrical business as well. But I actually have, on my first outreach, I actually landed a client who owns a I don't know if you know what cane corsos are, but they are a massive dog,
Dogs.
guard
Very nice
dog.
dogs. Yes.
Yeah, and
I love
so
them.
they own a cane corso breeding and training business, and I will be helping them scale that starting April 20th.
Very interesting. Okay. How did you land them as a client?
Well, step by step through the copywriting campus, man. I mean, they teach you how to do everything.
Hmm.
And started at lesson one, just worked my way through.
And then what, started doing outreach and then landed them? Or was it for people you knew?
I just started doing outreach. I mean, I actually liked the company, so I just
Hmm.
decided to reach out to them, and luckily they actually contacted me back and they want to work with me.
Okay.
So
Very nice. We'll be interested to hear when we do a follow-up interview, if you'll be down for that, how that has scaled for you. So let's say in a few months, get on a call again, ask you about the copywriting business, electrical stuff. Okay. Now,
absolutely.
why did you join the real world? What was the trigger there for you joining?
Well, I mean, some would say that I'm semi-successful. I mean, I make over $100,000 a year in my current job, but I just don't feel like it's enough. I've got a wife, kid, I've got a house, and I want more for me and my family. So I saw, all the hype about it, and I decided it's $50 a month. Why not just give it a try?
Hmm. And how was that for you? So you spend those $50, you get in, see everything that's in front of you. What were your first thoughts? What did you choose to go into?
Well, to be honest, I joined every single campus right off the bat. I wanted to see everything that was available to me. And what really spoke out to me in the beginning was the personal finance campus. I watched, I did every single one of Arno's lessons, the all the financial wizardry. I went through all of those first thing. And right there, you learn a ton just in those lessons. So, and then I started going into the freelancing campus and realized that, I have a skill that not everybody has, and I would be able to scale that.
Hmm. And then when you went for the freelancing, you also started. Why did the copywriting campus, like, what about it intrigued you? Why did you decide to go through that as well?
So actually, when you join the real world, there's a little quiz that you take, and it kind of places you in the campus that they think is best for you. Copywriting was the one that was the best for me. So I just decided
Interesting.
to, give it a shot, see what I can make of it.
Okay, fair. And having studied all the material, whether it was personal finance, freelancing, copywriting, how different are the resources, maybe the professors and everything else that is within the campuses compared to what you can find out on the internet?
Yeah, so actually, after joining the real world, I actually did go on YouTube and see, what the differences were. I'd say the main difference in the real world is they actually just take you step by step from the very, very beginning all the way until you're landing clients. And even after that, there's an advanced client acquisition course in the copywriting campus. And, you know, it's very, very valuable for the $50 that you pay a month.
Right, right, right. Good. So, in terms of how it affected you directly, has your average day changed at all now compared to before you joined the real world?
Yeah, I work a lot more. I work a lot more. Before joining the real world, I was just, doing my day job. Thought that was
Hmm.
kind of good enough. And then I realized that it wasn't. And, if you want something out of life, you got to work for it.
Hmm. So, when you say you realized it wasn't good enough, what made that realization come up?
So working in my day job, like I said, some would say I'm semi-successful, but I don't get to do the things that I actually want to do. I'd like to take my family on vacation every once in a while. I'd like to work when I want to work. And unfortunately, I can't do that right now. So working towards that, that's the life that I want, and that's the life that I'm working towards.
Hmm. And what showed you that it was possible to achieve what you were working towards? Was it the community or the Wins channel or something else?
So the wins channel is huge, man. I mean, I'm seeing teenagers in there. I'm 30 years old. I'm seeing guys way younger than me making these crazy wins, and I'm like, hey, man, if they can do it, I can do it too. So that was
Right.
huge. And another thing is the mindset. I would actually say is the mindset training that you get is probably one of the most valuable things that you can get out of the real world.
Right. Some people I've seen from reviews from people who have been in the real world, some of them say there's too many courses that focus on mindset. I want to learn how to make money. I'm here to learn how to make money, not to work on my mindset or whatever. So what do you see there? Like in terms of you're saying mindset is so important. So why do you think that perspective is better than just focusing solely on money?
Well, yeah, everybody joins the real world to make money, you know, but as a bonus, you get the mindset to actually push you further. Some guys will join, expect to pay $50 a month and just have the money start rolling in, but that's not how it works. You actually got to work for it. This isn't, it's not something that you're going to pay for like a shit coin in crypto and it's just going to pump like crazy. You actually got to put your head down, get your mind right, and work for it.
Exactly. Good point. So, what would you say was the biggest challenge you faced when you first joined the real world and were trying to implement the lessons?
So the biggest challenge that I think I faced was actually trying to figure out what to focus on. There's so many different campuses, there's so many different courses that you can go through. I had a struggle on figuring out what I actually wanted to do. for a long time, I focused on the copywriting campus, and then I would jump back to the freelancing campus, and I jumped to the crypto campus, you know. But you gotta really pick one and focus on that until you're successful.
Right, right. So in your case, what are you focusing on now? Still freelancing and copywriting, still dueling both, right?
Right. So freelancing, it's a hard one because I'm already skillful in my trade, and all I got to do is get clients. You know,
Hmm.
I I want to be able to scale that to where I can actually just get clients. You know, of other people that will work for me doing the actual work, and I can take clients out golfing or something like that.
Hmm.
That's what I want to do for my business. Copywriting is something that will allow me to work from home, and I can spend more time with my daughter and my wife.
Right. Makes sense. How does your family see what you're doing within the real world? Are they supportive of it? Or do you just not
Absolutely
really discuss
supportive.
it too much with them?
Yeah, absolutely supportive. I mean, they've already seen my drive change. They've seen my mindset change, so what's not to support, really?
Yeah. Because it's quite a big step for some people looking at it from the outside, because they think you have a stable, secure job, so why would you be risking it to work on other things? So you're saying your wife doesn't see it that way. She's completely supportive, right?
Completely supportive. I mean,
Yep.
she knows that I'll be successful. She's seen the drive that I can achieve, and she believes in me and I believe in me. So,
Beautiful. Has there been anything to say about what kind of an impact maybe Tate has had on you?
oh yeah, I mean, this is why I joined the real world in the first place. I wasn't necessarily the person that I am today until I found out who Tate was. You know, he he's got a very positive message, man. I don't know why anybody would disagree with that, but he's got a very positive message, especially for men. He just wants you to get up off your ass and work for something. And I agree with pretty much everything he said, and that's what brought me into the real world in the first place.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, the things that people disagree with are usually the short form context clips that are taken out of context, and it's just indeed it's very sad to see that people are buying it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's what my wife thought of first too, and then I actually showed her. And you
Hmm.
know, what can you say about it? She
Right.
completely agreed after.
So feel free to reiterate if there are any points to overlap here. What would you say have been the three biggest lessons you've learned from your time within the real world?
So three biggest lessons. I think lesson one is no, you can do this. Believe in yourself because you actually can do this. You can get yourself out of whatever situation you're in. You just got to work for it. You know. Second lesson is I would say work smart and work hard. If you can get 12 hours worth of work done in 4 hours, okay, well, work more and get more work done. You'll pass other people way faster, you know. And lesson three, speed. Always be doing something, keep going.
Right. Good points. I like it. And again, let me know if you've mentioned pretty much everything for this already. Where do you see everything scaling for you, and where do you see your life in 6 months to 1 year? I know you've briefly mentioned it. I'm just wondering if there's more to add.
Yeah, so unfortunately, government regulated business, I have to wait for them to get their paperwork sorted out, which an act of government here in the US it takes a long time. So I'm expecting
Hmm.
to get all of my, legitimate paperwork in the next month. And after that, I will be working on scaling my own business in my electrical field. And in 6 months to a year, I don't see why I wouldn't be at least replacing my income that I have now. With that, I'll have more time than I have now, and I'll use that as copywriting time to make even more money, you know? So I'm trying, my goal is to make $150,000 by the end of next year.
Perfect. Okay, love that. And as I said, I'll want to hear how that is scaling for you when we do a follow-up. I'd say in about 3 months would be a good time frame to do so. So for my final question, for people who still are unsure about joining the real world, maybe they think it's a scam for $50. What advice would you have to them?
Give it a shot, man. You won't find anything more valuable. $50, depending on where you are, dinner for me and my wife is probably more than $50. That's on one meal. So for the amount you get out of the real world, man, just give it a shot.